Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It is your girl Alona Simone. So first of all, I wanted to welcome you guys in. I hope you're having an amazing day. So today we're going to be talking about clear vision. And so, I think this is so important because, oftentimes people go through life and they don't really have a vision. They don't really have a vision for their life, or maybe they do have a vision. They have a vision, but it's really not clear. They don't really have a clear vision for their life. And so, a lot of times we get people who, just live life and, they don't really have a vision. They don't have any goals. They don't have anything to look forward to. So they're just kind of living their life just kind of like, free will, and they're just doing whatever they want, and they just don't know what they want to do. So if you don't know what you want to do, you just do everything, and you just be like into everything and doing everything because you don't have a clear vision for your life. And so today that's what I wanted to talk about, because we need to start having a vision for our life. We need to start having a clear vision for our life, because why? We have to understand that our life is important, that we are valuable as individuals, and that we have a life to live, and that we should cherish it, and we should really embrace our life and really start creating a vision for our life, because vision is so important. Vision gives you direction. Vision gives you something to look forward to, and it gives you, it helps set you on the path of that will allow you to be able to really achieve things and succeed in life. And so one person that, helps me with my vision and my life is God. And God gives me a clear vision for my life each and every day. I'm one of those people that, I wouldn't say I'm like an overachiever, but I'm a person that, I like to achieve things. I like to win. I like to do challenging things. I like to push my life to kind of the limits sometimes. But that's what gets me excited, and that's what really, drives me. But one thing I do have, despite that, is a clear vision for my life. And so when you have a clear vision for your life, it's very easy for you to be focused. It's very easy for you to reach goals. It's very easy for you to accomplish things and it not have to be so hard or difficult. For me, if you don't know, I am 22, and, one thing about my life is that I have done and achieved a lot of things at my age. And so, one of the things that I set out to do, how long ago? Maybe a few years ago, I was really, I was kind of just in the valley. I was in the valley of really asking God, what I need, what was my purpose? What should I do with my life? Lord, give me a vision for my life. And so, in that, he was able to speak to me and reveal things to me. And he really set my path up for success. And just with me asking him, sometimes I'm on this journey with him, and I'm okay, why you have me doing this? And why am I doing this? But in the end, everything worked together for my good. And so one of the things that I really wanted to start pursuing a couple years ago, I was in a valley of decision, deciding what I wanted to do with my life, what type of job I wanted to get, if I wanted to have a career, what I wanted to do, if I wanted to go back to school. And so for me, I'm the type of person that I just kind of think big picture, and I realized that the college route was not for me. And so in that, I was okay, Lord, there has to be another way, but I realized that I wanted to continue to learn and I wanted to continue to grow, but I realized that there was different ways to do that. I didn't want to go to college because I'm also the person that, kind of has 50 million ideas and changes my mind often. So I just didn't feel like it was necessary and right for me to go there. To take on debt and stuff like that and not be 100% sure what I wanted to do. And so that was one of the many reasons why I decided not to do that for me. I really feel like people, have a choice. You got to understand what's best for you. I just knew that wasn't best for me. But, college is beneficial for those who want to go. And so, I support everybody who does what they want to do. And so, for me, I just know that wasn't for me. But So in that, I'm like, okay, Lord, you know that's not what I'm doing. So what are we going to do next? And so, you know, I ended up just really praying and seeking him and really asking him for direction and asking me for guidance. And in that, I was working jobs and I was doing regular stuff. And with that, I said, okay, I'm gonna just keep on moving forward. I know in just me moving forward and me being obedient to him, he will help me, he will guide me. And so he did. And so I think over 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, because I've been working since I was 12. And so, but like 2.5 years ago, no, or 3 maybe, I don't know. Listen, time is going by and I'm just trying to figure out what's going on at this point. But I was in a situation. I'm like, okay, Lord, I've been, trying this. I've tried like maybe 3 jobs in that time frame. Like over the span of 5 years, I tried like 3 different jobs. And I just was like, I just really didn't know. And so I really prayed and seeked and asked him, and I'm like, Lord, please help me. I don't want to go to college, X, Y, and Z. And so anyway, I just kept on pursuing and seeking him. And I ended up, one of my really good friends, well, she's a family member, but she knows if she watches this video, she had sent me a link to the school, and I ended up getting connected with them, and that really jump started me into what I'm doing now, which I'm currently working as a software engineer. But what I did was something different. I really asked God for vision, and he gave me the vision. And I said, well, how am I going to do this? I've had no experience with that. And this is like really kind of crazy for you to kind of put this in my heart to do. But I knew it was the right decision. And one of the things in my thinking, I said, I want to do something that I want to get into. If I do a career, I want to make sure that it's a career that's going to last me. Like it's a career that's going to evolve with the world changes and everything. And so tech is always evolving. Tech is always going to be around. Everything is like merging and evolving in tech. And so I said, oh, wow, this is perfect. And so that was something that also helped in my decision making, because you got to think like you want a job. Yes, you want a job, but it's like, okay, get a job that's going to be something that's going to carry you into your future, not just carry you right now. And so that's why I was looking. I always look big, long term and big picture. And so that's what I did. And so I ended up getting connected with that, started that. And with me, this is why I really want to say with this, because right now I'm currently, working as a software engineer, but this journey beforehand, I was in the Valley of Decision. This is why it's important to have God in your life, because when you communicate with him, he then helps you on the path that you decide that you want to go down, and that, he confirms for you. And so when he confirmed that for me, when I got on this path and when I started to go into school, I always made sure I was in communication with God. Running everything, anything I thought of, anything like I had questions about, like, okay, Lord, is this what I need to do, X, Y, Z? Making sure I'm in constant communication. And let me tell you, on that whole journey, he made sure everything would work out for my good. He had people in place. He had people around, all the people around me and connected to me. He strategically placed to be able to now get me into the position that I'm in today. And I'm so grateful and so blessed for that, because literally it's so important to have God in your life. It's so important to seek him, especially on the things that we want to do being young. And just, when we really don't know, like when we don't have any type of vision for our life, and when we're just like trying to figure out what we want to do, ask God. The best thing I did for myself was to make sure I was in constant communication with God, because he aligned everything when I started on that path. And even the things before, like some of the jobs that I did, was all strategic for where he was taking me. And so it's so important to have God on your side. It's so important to get a vision for your life, and to have goals, and to have dreams, and to think big picture. That's one thing I want my generation to understand. We got to start thinking big picture, not just now. Because now we'll react in our feelings. Now we'll react in our circumstances, but we got to think bigger. We got to think bigger because why? God thinks bigger. He thinks about the bigger picture rather than where we are now. Because if I would have thought of where I was now, I would have thought that it would have been impossible for me to become a software engineer. I would have thought that it would be impossible for me to live in a really nice apartment by myself. I would have thought all those things were impossible. But with God, all things are possible. And so I need you to understand that. And I want to say this not to be like boastful or like, I really hope you know that that's not my heart and that's not the type of person I am. I share these stories and things with you guys to inspire you and to encourage you to know that if I can do it, so can you. The only difference between me and anybody else is I have God on my side. And why I achieve and accomplish all these things in my life is because I know who created me. And I know that I cannot do things in my own ability. I know that I am a human being with flaws and who is not perfect. And I need someone who knows all things and who knows me to help set me on the path that He has destined for me. And so just like I grab hold of that and understand that, I need you to grab hold and understand that. You can start having a clear vision for your life. You can start gaining clarity and understanding of what God desires for you to do in this life. You just have to decide to communicate with Him. You have to decide to go on a journey with Him. You have to decide to maybe give up some things that you're in. Why? Because sometimes the things that we're in and the people that we surround ourselves with causes distraction in our life. And when you're distraction, your vision is now unclear. Your vision is now off focus. You can't be focused if you're distracted. And so the worst thing you can do is remain distracted, because distractions can cost you. Distractions can cost you the plans that the plans that God has for your life if you allow yourself to stay stuck in that. But when you break free from distraction, when you break free from the things of this world, and when you break free from what society is selling you and telling you, then you start to get a clear vision. You start to understand that God is here to help you and God has plans for your life. I am no different than you. The only difference is I have God with me. And that's the game changer for me. So today I really just pray that you understand that God desires for us to have clear vision in our life. God doesn't desire us to be confused and to be without clarity and to be just, running up and down all over the place. He desires for us to have vision, and He desires for us to have goals, and He desires for us to have Him in our life to be able to help with these things. We don't have to do it on our own. I think sometimes we feel like we have to do it on our own, and that we have to become, do things and become who we are in our own ability. No, with Him, we can become who He has called us to be. We can become fully who He has called us to be. Not who the world has called us to be or what we think we should be. No, because God sees the big picture. He sees the beginning and He sees the end. So it's so important to have Him in your life and to allow Him to unfold the plans that He has for you so that you can see what He has seen all along. What you can see what He has seen before you were even born. Each one of us have a purpose. Each one of us have things that we have to do on this earth to accomplish, and that God has put us on this earth to, do and achieve. But oftentimes we're doing things on our own and not talking to Him and thinking that we don't need Him. We're going to figure it out. I'm going to ask my friend, but your friend don't even know. So how you going to ask somebody who don't know? You know what I'm saying? So listen, God wants the best for you. And you have to understand that it's not hard to talk to Him. It's not hard to invite Him in our life. But sometimes it can be hard because we don't want to make the necessary changes. And we don't want to, start living a different life to be able to please and honor him, because we get stuck in our flesh. We get stuck in the things of this world. And that's what really takes us off focus and really leads us on a path of confusion and destruction. But God's ultimate desire for each and every one of us is to always have clear vision for our life. And clarity comes from him. Confusion comes from the world. So you can continue to live a life where you're just going to listen to the world and listen to society and listen to your friends and listen to everything. Or you can make a change today and say, listen, I need clear vision for my life. I need God's vision for my life. I need God in my life. That's really what we need, is him. And from there, we'll go with him. And he'll reveal the plans that he has for us. He'll show us why we're on this earth. He'll show us what we're capable of. But it's up to us to be able to decide if that's what we want to do. So just know the invitation is always there, to have God in your life. He's always going to be there. It's up to us to make a choice. But just know it's the best thing that you can do. I couldn't imagine my life without God. I couldn't imagine my life without a clear vision. I couldn't. And so I pray that you can start realizing that you deserve better in life, that you deserve more, and that God has more for you. So you guys, I thank you so much for being here. I really pray that this video encouraged you today. I really pray that you can just start getting a clearer vision for your life, and that you can really just, be open to communicating and inviting God into your life more and more each day, and allow him to guide you, allow him to lead you, and allow him to make your vision for your life clear. So you guys, I thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.